All right, Wayne Allyn Root with the great Bill O'Reilly, king of cable news for so many years, and we are honored, as always, to have him on the Wayne Allyn Root Show on Newsmax TV. Hey, Bill, I hope you had a great weekend.
I don't remember it, Wayne. I think it was good.
That means it was very good. All right, let's talk a little bit about treason. Is it, in fact, treasonous that Rod Rosenstein and Andrew McCabe, the former FBI director, Rosenstein, the deputy attorney general, Trump says it's treasonous, that they were working against him, they were plotting to use the 25th Amendment to remove him from office. What say Bill O'Reilly?
Well, Rosenstein denies it. I mean, he says he didn't do anything untoward and he didn't buy into McCabe. So there's a division between McCabe and Rosenstein, and Senator Lindsey Graham has set a trap for them by saying that he's going to bring him in under oath to the Senate Judiciary Committee, of which he chairs, and ask him, you know, what are we doing? Very specific questions about how they were discussing President Trump. So that's pretty interesting development. One or the other is lying. So, you know, Barr is now the Attorney General. He was sworn in last week, as you know. And I'm saying to myself, I need to see that Michael Horowitz Inspector General report from the Department of Justice, and Barr's got to get it out. Because that's going to clear up a lot of these questions. So rather than me speculating and talking out of my butt, you know, sorry, but I don't have the facts. But Horowitz does. So who did what? And why are you sitting on it for so long? Let's get it out, and so we know the truth. And so that's where I am on this.
And obviously, I don't have the answers, but it sure seems to me, I don't know if it's Rosenstein, I don't know if it's McCabe, I don't know if it's Comey, but it seems like the entire government and all the leftover Obama people were certainly involved in some sort of subtle, slow-motion coup. What do you think about that general idea?
Well, Victor Davis Hanson, I think, is the best columnist in the United States, and we put his recent column on BillO'Reilly.com. We posted it there, and he discusses just what you said. And he goes through all the people that are involved with Mueller, McCabe, Comey, and it's pretty overwhelming that they all didn't like Trump. There's nobody in the apparatus who was a Trump supporter or had respect for him. So when you say the fix was in, it certainly looks that way. But again, I go back to the Horowitz report. He's the guy that's going to clarify who did what. But I urge all your listeners and my website members to read Victor Davis Hanson's column. And he is, in my opinion, the best columnist in America today.
All right.
Better than me,
Wayne. Let's move on to...
He's better than me.
And better than me, obviously. I'm nationally syndicated. He's better than me. Okay. Jussie Smollett and that story looks to be a horrendous black eye to the media. I have to do a little bit of bragging. I was the first guy I know of in the country who, the day I heard about his supposed story, I had the guts to come out on Facebook and Twitter to my fans and say, I'm going out on a limb. I'm scared to even say it, but it sure sounds like a hoax to me. There just aren't any white guys on the streets of Chicago at 2 in the morning with red Trump hats, with nooses in their hand, looking to lynch black men. It's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And they recognized him at 2 in the morning as the star of Empire. You know, it was 20 below zero. They recognized him. It sounded like a fake story from the first second I heard it. So anyone who went for this, including, 4 Democrat presidential candidates, all took his side. And the media took his side. They're all idiots because there aren't any guys on the streets of Chicago screaming out the N-word and looking to lynch black men. There's no such thing anymore, thank God.
So what do you think about Brian Stelter, the CNN media critic, saying today, quote, I think it was a very careful reporting by news organizations. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah. Not very careful at all. They just heard white guys, Trump hats, screaming the N-word. They went for it. Simple as that.
When it first broke on January 29th, I didn't cover it because my audience doesn't care about Jussie Smollett. That's why I didn't cover it. All right? So I've said I'll let the celebrity press handle it, TMZ, these people. I'm not going to say it didn't happen. I wasn't there. Again, I'm a fact-based guy. So I'm not going to cover it. And I didn't. And then about a week later, I started to say the media and the politicians do the virtue signaling. You know what that is, right? Virtue signaling.
Yes, of course.
That America's bad, Trump's bad, anybody who voted for Trump's bad, and we are good. And they're using Smollett to virtue signal. So I'll give you an example. Kamala Harris, the one who denied Brett Kavanaugh due process, said this was an attempted modern-day lynching.
Right.
All right, so I'm saying, how do you know?
Don't forget Cory Booker. Cory Booker. Same
Cory
thing with
Booker.
Cory Booker, right?
Let me give you the quote. The vicious attack on Jussie Smollett was an attempted modern-day lynching. It's the same thing that Harris said, so they were sent that. All right, so and then I start to get interested in the story. And I said, oh, this is good. So now they're all virtue signaling. Pelosi, Gillibrand, Biden, Sharpton, all the Hollywood pinheads are all, this happened, they know, because of course they were there at 2 a.m. when it was 50 below zero. They know it happened, and Trump people did it. They know that, okay? So now they're all going to virtue signal that they're so noble and kind and fair, but those Trump people, all of them, are really bad. That's when I got involved, and just as you did, I said, this doesn't stack at all. None of this stacks. And I said that on the radio last week. But the bigger part of this story is that the media, all right, if you read my message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com, NBC News devoted almost an hour to this, and so did ABC News. An hour of convicting whoever accosted Mr. Smollett, who, by the way, remains innocent until proven guilty. Now, I think he's going to be charged. I think the Chicago Authority is going to charge him with filing a false police report and hiring these two guys who are going to flip on him.
Who he knew. Who he knew. They were extras on Empire and hung out in his gym.
Yeah, to do this. So I think they're going to charge him, but I'm going to give Smollett the presumption of innocence. Okay? So I'm not going to convict him of anything. But, you know, so I see this and I go, this is what America is today. Covington kids, Kavanaugh, now Smollett, virtue signaling by the far left and the media. And then when the media is caught, which they are, they're just caught, then a guy like Stelter comes on and says, oh, no, we didn't do anything wrong. We were fair. Who do you think you're talking to, pal? You know, I mean, who really do you think you're talking to?
How could we have ever known?
It's just unbelievable.
All right. And by the way, what Jussie Smollett should be charged with is a hate crime, because what he did was try to pour hate from all of America and all the Democrats and all the minorities in this country upon white Trump voters. We're all racist. We're all bad. We want to lynch black people. That was his attempt. That's a hate crime. Anyway,
that'll never happen.
Bill O'Reilly was running short on time. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. But, you know, I have my fantasies, too. Bill O'Reilly, great to have you on. Always great wisdom. And have yourself a great day.
Okay, Wayne. Thank you.